start a new section on my YouTube channel, a new playlist that I'm going to call Video Game Pause Grumbles. It's going to be me just basically complaining about anything I can think of, things that irk me, that I think irk a lot of people, and just things in general that I guess you could say that I am old school about. Politics will be discussed a little bit. Not much. Mostly it's going to be about the general behavior of people. Uh, and I hope I'm going to try to make these funny. And I hope I can. But if not, well, just think of them as the video game pause grumbles. Alright, so here we go. Where do I start first? Shall we start with cable companies? Now, I'm not going to name a few, and believe me, I'm not being facetious when I say a few. Because I doubt very seriously, even in a large city, there's nobody living in any city anywhere that has more than 3 cable companies in their city. And I'm talking about cable companies. I'm not talking about DirecTV, you know. I'm not talking about Sling TV. And for anybody that's listening to this, that actually listens to this, please tell me if you have more than 3 ISPs, Internet Service Providers, in your city. And please, you don't have to tell me exactly where you're from. You can give me a zip code, you know. Uh, you know, yeah, thank you. Give me a zip code because at least that could narrow it down. Because I'm gonna take a poll. I'm gonna see who's where, what, when, how, why, whatever. Yeah, I will do that. I really haven't figured out where I'm gonna go with my YouTube channel. I want it to be a lot of playing games, but there's also a lot of things about this country right here and now that bother me. And if I can't make a statement to the president, the one that's got a living animal living on his head, uh, well, maybe somebody out there will hear me, excuse me. Somebody out there will hear me and they go, well, you know what? I feel the same way. And maybe through me, they'll be inspired to do something. I'm not trying to start a revolution. I'm not trying to, but I want people to start thinking and quit taking the government for granted and look and see what's going on around us. Put your fucking phone down for 5 minutes and look. You know, it's like every time I see a person who is working that's got their cell phone in their hand at work, I go to a CVS. The cashier's on their cell phone. I'm standing there at the counter. I'm like, I've got 3 items. It wouldn't take you but 1 damn minute to ring me up so I can get out of here. And I'm the only customer here. to ring me up so I can get out of here and you can get back on your damn cell phone. You know what I think about people like that? I'll tell you what I think about people like that. That's a little kid that ain't even grown up enough to, to put their toy down and be an adult for a few minutes. That's what I think. And don't even get me started about the people that go into a fast food restaurant and think that $5.99 value meal gives them the right to treat you like shit. You better get on. You better get on. $5.99. You know, Queen Elizabeth wouldn't come in there for $5.99, and even if Queen Elizabeth did come in there to get a $5.99 combo meal, she would be professional enough, and she wouldn't embarrass herself by putting on a scene. That young person behind that Taco Bell counter, Wendy's counter, Little Caesars, McDonald's, whatever, they don't deserve just you to treat them like an inferior piece of shit just because they're young kids. And maybe just because you're just a little bit pissed off because you can't figure your life out yet and you fucked up again and they got something on the ball and you don't. Yeah, I'm harsh. You're damn right. Because I'm getting sick and tired of how butthurt America has become. It's like a lot of people, a lot of younger people in the 80s and in the early 90s probably never knew that Johnny Carson was smoking cigarettes on the Tonight Show. Even when in the early 90s, even when smoking was outlawed in California in public places, Johnny Carson was still smoking cigarettes on the Tonight Show. He was the only one that could. And if you watch a lot of his old telecasts, you'll see what I'm talking about. He'd hide it. And nobody said anything. They all knew about secondhand smoke, but we all want to see Johnny Carson. Who cares if it's one cigarette, you know? So put that in your pipe and smoke it. I'm gonna make this a new feature because I think there's a lot of things about government that just totally pisses me off, and it has pissed me off for a long time. And what pisses me off is that I have family and friends that sit there and just, mm, they speak out of ignorance because they read things that they believe and they don't know any better, I suppose, because that's the way it's supposed to be. I don't know how else. Uh, I'm not trying to insult their intelligence, but I'll put it like this. They consider it a credible source, and it's not a credible source because it's mainstream, and it's mainstream because there there is like three companies control. There's only one company actually now controlling the main media, and they've got it split up in so many. It's not even funny. And no, I'm not purporting conspiracy theories. I'm not. But let's just remember how this country was started. It was started by aristocrats that didn't want to pay taxes to England, who were slave owners, then the majority of them were. And here's the irony in itself, in my opinion. They were slave owners, but they believed that all men were created equal. Well, unless they were black and redskins. And they believed in manifest destiny. They believed they came over here and because they were superior to the Native Americans that lived over here, that they had the right to take their country. Yeah, yeah. Need I go on? You know, thank God that when my great grandfather came to this country, we were still welcoming people from other countries. Yeah, now I know because things have changed. I mean, have they really changed that much? I mean, now we're scared to take people from Middle Eastern, because we're scared of terrorists, and nobody knows really. I dare anybody tell me to give me just one possible reason why people in the Middle East would hate us. One. And it's not conspiracy theory things. You know, tell me why when George II took over, tell me why we didn't find any weapons of mass destruction in Iran. Not one. Oh, oh, great government. I love you. I love Trump, but I hate Hillary too. Oh, great media, big propaganda machine. I don't consider anybody stupid. Well, there's a couple of people. but they know who they are. My point is this. I don't trust everything that I hear on ABC, Fox, any of those news sources. I personally like to listen to other people. You know, I don't know how to put it. I am meticulous in my sources. Okay, and if I read a source that says the moon, it's just been discovered the moon is made of green cheese, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna think, number one, if I ever see any cheese that's green, it's probably not gonna be healthy to eat. But number two, yeah, whatever. Okay, I'm gonna look around that and see, is this really true? And if it is true, what is the basis of it? Is it something totally different? There are so many. There are so many yellow journalist sources out there. It's not even funny. I see things on YouTube, and please, people, don't believe everything you see on YouTube. And don't even believe some, there are some things that I hear people like, what's his name, the Chinese guy, oh, I'll have to look him up. And Neil deGrasse, and all those what I call telescientists. I call them telescientists because they're on TV a lot. Michio Kaku, I believe, is his name, and Neil deGrasse, and that other guy, Jack Horner, who was really popular when the first Jurassic Had It Park movie came out. You know, yeah, they seem to be credible, but I don't know. They're telescientists, kind of like Bill Nye the Science Guy. You know, I mean seriously. So I don't know. I don't know what to believe. I know the Earth, like global warming. I don't know what to believe because I know the Earth goes through cycles. Warm, cold cycles, perturbations in the Earth's orbit. You know, but then there's going to be those religious people going, "Oh, it's a sign of God." Well, I'm going to have to look it up, and I'll back it up with scientific information. Yes, I will look it up. But I believe there's like the 23 million years it takes for the cycle to complete. Start for Earth to go from point A and just I'm not sure how to explain it because the Earth's orbit around the sun is not an exact number. It varies from year to year, from eon to eon. Like, for example, you know, just because you're a Virgo now, you're not really a Virgo now. You're a Virgo from the star signs that were way back when astrology started 25,000 years ago. Our place in the universe has changed. And I promise you, I know because I believe it, and because I always look at the Big Dipper, and I have noticed over the past 10 years, the position in the sky where the Big Dipper is has changed. I remember when it used to be a lot higher in the sky earlier during the night, even and especially during a summer night. I remember being able to see the Big Dipper on a summer night around 10 o'clock. Now I can only see it around 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And that's a significant difference when you think about it. When you think about just those few hours and our position in the universe. And I have an interesting thought. This is to all the people that look at the Big Dipper. I mean, I live in Texas, so I live in the southern part of the states. But I've noticed since I was a child, and it's been a while, in the 70s, that seemed like the Big Dipper used to sit higher in the sky a lot longer than it does now. And think about, like what we just recently had, the super blood moon, you know, where the moon was closer to, and we had a lunar eclipse at the same time, and the moon was closer to us than it was. I'll have to look up the right term. I'm not gonna use the right astronomical term right now. I want to say perihelion, but I don't think I'm right. But but anyway, you know, and our sun, the earth, and all the planets, we are all going around this certain part in space. So every day, our position, as opposed to the position of the universe, is changing every day. Think about that. Every day. And do I believe in parallel universes? Yes, I do. We don't really know. And I believe we can travel faster than light if we don't kill ourselves first. On a lighter note, I think that we all need to think outside the box. The box that the media, the government is trying to put us into. People are worrying about, yeah, I'm worried the government shut down. They shut down. All they gonna do is borrow some more fiat currency from the Federal Reserve Bank, pay them back. Well, the taxpayers will pay them back. So, that's one thing I want people to understand. I hear people, my taxes are paying for that NASA No, you dummy. I'm sorry, and I will believe this. From everything I've read and everything I understand, I will firmly believe this. Your damn taxes are going to pay the national debt that we owe to the Federal Reserve government because we've been borrowing money from them for the longest. It's a central bank. Do you people understand a central bank? This is another one of my mm, another one of my pet peeves, so to speak. Another thing that I like to get across to people that I would like them to understand. And most people don't understand what the Federal Reserve Bank is and the relationship it has with the United States. And everybody's going to go, oh, he's talking Illuminati. No, whatever. Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. Don't sit there and discount it. Think about it. Don't discount it. Think about it. Okay? That's my new phrase. Don't discount it. Think about it. Now think about it. Let's say I just told you, hey, look, you know what? You need money. I'll loan you whatever I want. We'll just write it down. You can pay me back whenever you want to. You don't have to pay me back in 10 years. Hell, you can pay me back in 1,000 years. How's that? All right, cool. Well, I got the money. You can't produce money anymore because you don't have a gold standard. Okay? So, and you don't have any gold because I got it. I got it when you got rid of the gold standard. Remember? Yeah. Okay. So you don't have any way to make money. Okay. But you got all these citizens. So I tell you what, we'll come up with an income tax. Okay. So you can tax all those citizens. That way you can get at least a little bit of money to pay me back. Okay. You know. But the deal is, since you don't have any money and you have no way to produce currency, we'll print this fiat currency, okay? And when things get a little bit better, you can pay us back. Well, it's been 20 years and things are a lot better, but you still owe us that money from way back when and the interest that's accrued. And well, it looks like this new income tax thing, it looks like that's just, looks like the Americans are funding just the social services now. And it looks like you need a little money for that one social service. So, hey, we'll print some more, okay? We need some more Andrew Jacksons in our lives. You know, no, not to say that he's gonna be like Stonewall Jackson and go kill a bunch of Indians or anything. We we want a Stonewall Jackson that will fight the seven-headed snake that is called the central bank. I have a cousin right now. Sometimes I read her post and it scares me because I believe she's along the mainstream, the way the mainstream thinks, and she just don't know. And I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna call her I'm not gonna call her stupid. I'm gonna call her ignorant of just certain truths that I know. We are not a democracy. We are a republic. The, excuse me, my tongue slipped out of my mouth the wrong way. We are a republic. We do not live by a majority vote. Our country is not governed by a majority vote. If everybody in my family voted for Hillary Clinton in the last election and I voted for Donald Trump in the last election, well, I still would have won because just because I was outnumbered by them, we have an electoral college, which, in my opinion, filters the votes. It's like, who do we want to vote for, huh? Adam ruins everything. Look at that. There's a lot of truth to that. And a lot of people don't see it. I want to do away with the Electoral College myself. And if anybody disagrees with me, I don't really care. And I'm not saying that just because Hillary would have won. I'm just saying that because, number one, Hillary would have won by popular vote. And I'm just saying that would have made us a true democracy. No, we had to have 12 guys sitting around smoking cigars and drinking whiskey and go, who do we want to win the election? Donald Trump was probably sitting back in there and, yeah, I'll give you guys $1 million each if you vote for me. Yeah, think about it. This country was started by aristocrats. Hello. Does anybody know what an aristocrat is? Does anybody know what an aristocrat is? Hello. And think about it. Number one, they were tax evaders. They were evading taxes from Britain. And who's to say, and I've heard all the jokes from English comedians, but who's to say that we're not another British colony like Canada is? See, I think that's the reason why Canada's a lot more cooler than America. Because Canada's got it figured out. The general populace of Canada has got it figured out. And they're still European. We're just American. And trust me, there is a very, very big difference. I dare anybody to go to Canada. I love Canada. The people up there are not uptight. You'd be surprised if you went to Canada. You'd be surprised that there's not an uptight person there. I don't care where you, and I don't care how many people, or you can go to any McDonald's there. I don't give a damn. Toronto, I don't care. Anywhere in Ontario, and I don't care if there's 1,000 people in there. There's not one uptight Canadian. Well, can't think of anything else to bitch about when I pause. I just want to say that think about some of the things that I say. Think about it. I believe in a lot of things. I believe, number one, that money rules the world. And I believe because of the value that we place on money, then yes, yes. I mean, because, well, think about it. It's $100 bill. It's got a president's face on it. It's just a fucking piece of paper. It ain't a fried chicken dinner. It's not Thanksgiving dinner. It's not gas in your car. It's just fucking paper. It's fucking paper. It's not gold. It's not silver. It's just fucking paper. And it's a promissory note. People do not read their money. This is what bothers me. It's like people, I got $100 in the bank. No, you don't, motherfucker. You do on paper. But you don't know all those banks are loaning money out to each other. So you really don't. And yes, if everybody went, if everybody around the world right now went to the bank and tried to get all their money out, they're going to be a lot of pissed off people. Think about people. There's only a finite amount of gold in the world right now. Finite amount of silver on this earth right now. We can only go so far down to get it. We're not living. There's no way this little small rock can have infinite resources. plasma energy is the way to go. Let's think about it. We need to forget about rockets. Why? Because we're using petroleum, but in a different form. That's why. Duh. Think about it. JP4. That's all I gotta say. Alright, well, I'm about to wind this down. I'm not affiliated with any political party. I'm not going to say I'm anti government, but I will say that I don't like government. I think I think there are too many butthurt people in America right now. But I guess I can't blame them because our country hasn't done much for us lately. I think there are a lot of things that are put out there to incite anger. I'm not going to say they're staged, but kind of like George Carlin, I'm just sitting back here scratching my head and like wondering what's going on. And Donald Trump got rid of health insurance, from what I hear. I don't know if I believe that or not. Because I have a hard time for insurance companies to I have a hard time thinking that insurance companies didn't lobby, and hey, Donald, man, rethink that. Why don't you change it around to where people are paying more? And Donald's like, yeah, yeah. So yeah, welcome to the new age, America. I'm excited to see what happens. All right, Merlin Dragonstar out.